We have more artist callouts. This is actually two situations. This is posted on Twitter by Sugar or Sugary_Dolly. And Sugar writes, PSA, Nero Tan on VGen and Discord. I don't really like to do this, but this was borderline ridiculous and I thought I should warn other artists of this individual. They commissioned me less than a month ago and kept changing up everything, asking me to trace their own work to help me draw, and constantly asked for updates after I gave them a timeline. They then rudely accused me of stealing their money, so I refunded them on VGen and blocked them. Have you ever heard of a case of a commissioner asking the artist to trace their commissioner's artwork? Yeah, wild. So Nero writes, I hope you have fun designing the character. I put down some art I made myself for you to trace over if needed. There's the head I made. Then they say hello. Sugar says, sorry, I was in a phone call. Nero says, no, it's fine. Sugar says, is that for the hair? And Nero says, yeah, I drew it myself. It looks like trash, sorry. Nero says, can you sketch out the outfit body for the character so I can see your work? Not the full thing and only a sketch. I can pay you $12 for the sketch. That's all the money I have at the moment. Sugar says, sorry, I can't do that. Nero says, how much money would it take for just a sketch of your work? Sugar says, I don't offer design sketches. I only provide those for full character designs and they're $180 for personal. Nero says, aw, okay then. And Sugar says, you put in a VGen request. Did you still want it? And Nero says, yes, I still want it, but I'm only asking for a sketch of the work before you start drawing it. I will pay you all the money I have left. Then in July, I'll pay you for the full drawing. I can't draw at all, so I can't trace over it. Plus, I need your awesome skills. This to me is weird. Like, I can't draw, so I can't trace over it. Like, on one hand, maybe you're trying to be reassuring, but like, if the artist didn't think you're gonna trace, now that you talked about tracing, now the artist is gonna think you're gonna trace. And also, secondly, I do want you guys to be aware too, when people constantly bug for sketches, it's okay if they pay, but if people ask for sketches for free, it's a bit suspicious because there has now been a trend of people asking for sketches from artists and taking the sketches and running it through AI. So just be a little careful, be a little cautious. That's something that's been happening. I'm not saying Nero is doing that, but it's a bit of a red flag nowadays because of Gen AI's popularity. So Nero says, okay, then I'll wait. Hey, can I ask you about your style? And Sugar says, what's up? Nero says, can you draw in another art style? I also drew this for you to trace over if you need some help with drawing once you're ready. Then they send another drawing, and Sugar says, I don't draw in any style except my own, so I'll be okay. And Nero says, oh, okay, I was just curious. Nero, 1, reads to me like a child, sorry. But 2, what is with the enthusiasm of trying to get this artist to trace your style? 1, you don't understand the point of commissioning an artist, which is when you commission an artist, you pay them to draw art themselves using their 2 hands, not trace your work. 1. 2, you're really dead set on your art looking like this. In that case, draw it yourself then and don't commission somebody. Or 3, you're trying to make this like weird call out post later. Like, are you trying to ask this artist to trace and then later on Twitter you're gonna make a gotcha being like, they traced over my artwork, when it's you insisting over and over again as the artist keeps saying no? So 4 days later, Nero responds, so I fixed up this design, which is what I decided on. If it needs clothes, I can draw that too. Then they send over another design, and Sugar says, I'm a little confused since this is another design. I thought I was doing this one. And they replied to a message that was sent in Discord. Nero says, yeah, it's a different one, but you said you wouldn't start till your other comms were done, so I decided to change it. If you already drew something from the other character, I would like to see it. Make it make sense, man. And then Nero says, don't worry, you can trace over my work and make it your style. I give you full permission. Thumbs up. Sugar says, I don't feel comfortable tracing. I mean, I can try to draw this character, but I'm not sure how it'll come out. I would prefer a humanoid. Nero says, okay, I will help you out with it to make it easier for you. I'll add the fur and you can draw the body in a human way. Just stick the colors and patterns and I'll help you out with the fur and head. The art is mine, so I do have experience with drawing kimonos. I don't want this to be hard on you, so we can work together. And Sugar's like, I'm not sure what you mean. I agreed to draw a human at first. I wasn't expecting a furry. Nero says, you can draw a human, I'll add the furry look. And Sugar says, I don't know what you mean. I don't do collabs. And then Nero says, as long as it's okay with you, I'll split the body for you. Sugar says, I can do it, no worries. Nero says, okay, how many commissions do you have left? Sugar says, a few, but I'll get back to you soon. And Nero says, sounds good, take your time. Don't rush yourself too much. They sent hearts. And then 4 days later, Nero says, I fixed the eyes a bit to look more cat-like. Also, can I see a sketch if you made one? No rush, of course, just asking if you have it. And then they send the second character, the furry character we saw with new eyes. And then 4 days later, here's the colors I want to be used, and I made the hair fluffier. So this is now about the furry character. And Sugar says, sorry, I'm recovering from an infection. Thanks for the updates. Nero says, ooh, I'm so sorry. I hope you get better. Then a week later, Nero says, hey, it's been a while. Do you at least have a sketch? If not, I'll be forced to expose you for stealing my money. And Sugar says, I told you the timeline, but now you've been so rude, I'm gonna refund and block you. No, this has to be a child. There is like no way this person is over the age of 14, by the way. And Sugar says, please do not seek out or harass this individual under any circumstances. This is only a warning to those they may contact for future work as their behavior is not okay. Thank you all. And then Sugar adds proof of refund, guarantee date and timeline, and submission date. And the estimated start was in June, the guarantee was July 13th, and the refund was for 392 USD. Where did the kid get that money, by the way? Like, that's just weird. What is with the overall insistence of tracing? And Geomon Lover says, that's wild asking you to trace over their work. Like, that defeats the purpose of a commission. You want to commission an artist since you like their art and style. That's insane. And Sugar says, yeah, it's even in my TOS, but I'm too patient sometimes and give too many chances. I never learn, I guess. Dreamy Cloud says, quote, forced to expose you, end quote. No. Now that right there is way too far exposing for apparently stealing money. Like, what was their proof there? What proof would they use that you apparently took their money? And Sugar says, none. They're silly for thinking they had any sort of exposing to do, but no one has the time or energy for this behavior, so I hope no one else has to deal with them. And Shy Eyes, I'm sorry, Sugar. I was planning on getting another custom this or next week. I'd love to help you with the money you lost. Your work is amazing. I don't know why they would do all of this. And Sugar says, oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Anyways, more short tea to cover. This is about TikTok actually, but I thought this was really interesting. Have you guys seen like those slipper businesses on TikTok? People are saying it's a scam. Here we have a video posted by Just Peers on TikTok.
Every single day by AI on this app thinking that they're a real human being, but they're not. Like, I just saw a video and it was this old man front-facing camera and he's like, I don't have any friends, so you wouldn't know me, but I have this cat shelter and it's going down, so I've been making these slippers. Please buy them. They're on TikTok Shop. And at the very end of the video, he shows these cat slippers that he's making. And firstly, they were heavy giving, made in China. Like, could buy them at Justice Claire's kind of vibe. Secondly, the video of the slippers itself, I immediately clocked as AI because it had that like CGI weird shadow thing going on. I don't know.
You know, the irony is I took one look at the slippers and I was like, wait, these look just like the cat slippers I bought my boyfriend from China. Another post from Satirist's Left Toe.
Granny is a liar. If you see her, it's a scam.
Please share this.
They were fake?
Of course they were fake!
We got AI Grandpa over here. Chat GPT image April 20th, 2025. No, it gives Uncanny Valley for real. Here's just one example. This is from an account called Pug Footy, but it's like a grandma kind of like crying, being like, please stay 8 seconds to help my husband's failing bulldog slipper business. She's like crying. And then we have Gramps, you know, walking around with some fabric or whatever, and then pug slippers. Anything helps, guys. This grandma's AI, by the way. It's hard to tell, to be honest. Just watching this corner. Watch how her earring trips out really weirdly with the inset squares into the door. Just look at this. Look at the earring, the right one. Look at how the inset of the door trips in and out. You see that? You see how it glitched like that? That's AI, bro. That is AI. I don't blame you for not like clocking it because AI is getting a little too good, guys. It's getting a little too good. Look at the top of her head too. The way her hair is like glitching in and out, it's really suspicious. Like the way it glitches into the ceiling. Like look at how the ceiling kind of shakes up here. And then I don't know what this is. This could be like a legitimate old dude just like, I don't know, going around and like grabbing stuff. Rai just sent me this on Instagram Reels. Please stay with me for 10 seconds to support my husband's little plushie business. Oh, she got a different husband now. This is why this makes me so mad. Also, like, same grandma. This makes me so mad because it plays on people's emotions, you know? And I hate sympathy marketing. It's always the nice people that fall for it, man. People with cold hearts look at this and be like, screw you, grandma, and swipe away. But, like, really kind people, maybe they lost a grandparent. They're like, I want to support you. Bam, and you scam them. Yeah, like, she got a bunch of husbands. Like, go get them, granny. And it's always sus if the page has literally only one item for sale. They literally only sell this plushie. The slippers, this is the exact slipper that I bought my boyfriend from China for like, I don't know, like $3 or something. Where's the grandpa in any of these pictures, by the way? And again, it's always a humongous red flag if you go to their page and it's just the same video over and over and over again crying. Or a whole bunch of different people. We got grandmas, but apparently it's also the dad, this guy's dad's brand. Apparently it's her mom's slipper business. It's also her dad's slipper business. Like, whose slipper business is this? Because your family is a huge. Like, all these AI people videos, man. Yeah, Pug Footy is for the streets, man. Everybody's family's working at Pug Footy. Don't get scammed, guys. Just use your due diligence. If you just see more of this type of, like, emotional bait marketing, Try not to fall for it, which sucks because I'm out here telling you to be more cold-hearted. But in this day and age, that's essentially what you got to do because people are going to scam you. And again, it's always the nicest people that get scammed, which makes me so upset for you guys. But anyways, if you liked the video, I appreciate it. If you like and subscribe, don't send hate to any parties involved. Don't buy any sus slippers, okay, while y'all are at it. I also have a VGen. Check me out there. I also have a coffee with free resources for streamers and creators. And I also stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, 6 p.m. PST.